Hi guys, welcome! In this video, we'll talk about the most popular build for farming in RO 2.0, which is the ADL Stellar Hunter build. We'll discuss in detail the recommended stats, skills, runes, gears, upgrade progression, and farming tips that will help new players quick start their journey in the world of Ragnarok Mobile Eternal Love. Alright, without further ado, let's begin. Like most MMORPG, farming is one of the most important aspects in Ragnarok Mobile. The farming system lets you earn Zenny, and the more Zenny you have, the earlier you can get out of the novice period of the game. Thus, for new and returning players who want to start fresh in ROM, I highly suggest starting out as Stellar Hunter. It is one of the best, if not the best, jobs for farming. The current Cryptura Academy program for Novice can instantly make your first character reach the Tier 4 job in just 2 days. So when you start out as a Stellar Hunter, you'll straight away have the ability to kill multiple monsters quickly with agile movement speed. The only drawback to choosing Stellar Hunter as a starter job is that they generally underperform as damage dealer in the current late game PvE instances compared to other meta DPS jobs. So you might find it challenging to look for parties or guilds that can help carry you through high difficulty dungeons. But of course, you may just utilize this job for farming and then just switch to other jobs for PvE and PvP, just like what most players are doing. First, let's take a look at the important stats to upgrade. The name of ADL build comes from the 3 most important stats for doing ranged auto attacks. You need A for Agi to increase attack speed, D for Dex to increase ranged physical attack, which is the foundation of your damage, and L for Luck to increase the chance of landing a critical hit and of a beast attack on the target. Aside from increasing physical attack, other stats that you need for boosting damage are crit damage, auto attack damage, physical penetration, and damage to monster type, race, size, and element. Thus, all gears, cards, headgears, and upgrades that grant these stats will be important for the ADL build. Bear in mind that critical auto attacks already ignore the defense and flee of your target, and thus ignore def and hit are not important for this build. Also, you don't need to worry about defensive stats since most monsters in the field are not aggressive. Up next, for skill distribution, let's highlight the useful skills. First, for the Archer Tier 1 job, the notable skills are Owl's Eye for more dex, Vulture's Eye for increased range and higher damage the farther you are from the target, and Elemental Arrow for higher auto attack power. Next, for the Hunter Tier 2 job, the important skills are Improved Concentration for boosting stats, and Blitz Speed for increasing the chance of beast attack. Next, for the Sniper Advanced Tier 2 job, the essential skills are True Sight for boosting all attributes, attack and crit, Wind Walk for increasing movement speed, and Trump Tamer for passively boosting your attack and crit damage every time your beast attacks a target. Next, for the Ranger Tier 3 job, the important skills for the ADL build are first is Exceed Break for a significant boost in dex, crit, and crit damage in exchange for a lower agi and attack speed. However, the agi and attack speed penalty can be offset with the Excellent State Star rune. Next, get Fear Breeze for a chance to trigger extra damage when doing auto attacks, and Warg Rider for increased movement speed when mounted on your Warg. And for the Stellar Hunter Tier 4 job, these are the essential skills to upgrade. Meteor Vision for transforming auto attacks into splash damage, Riding Shoe to be able to auto attack while mounted on a Warg, and Unlimited Stars which increases attack range and physical penetration. Up next, let's discuss the most important runes to get. For Acer Monument, these are the essential runes and nodes that can help increase your overall damage output. For advanced runes, prioritize getting the following skill runes. First is the Comet Light Vision Star rune with a high value in the first line to increase the splash damage on nearby units. You need to ensure that your Vision arrows can also one-hit kill the monsters you're farming. Second is the Excellent State Star rune with short variable cast time for the first line and high auto attack damage for the second line. As mentioned earlier, this will no longer reduce your agi and attack speed when using Exceed Break, but will increase your variable cast time instead. You can offset this by using the Chant buff rune and getting higher dex stat. And the third is the Precision Sniper Class B rune for extra crit and crit damage when True Sight buff is active. As for the other runes, these are only optional and you'll only need these if you have difficulty in reaching the required damage to one-hit kill the monsters you're farming. Just take note that you can't ride your warg if you are going to utilize this passive. Up next, let's dive into the suggested gears and upgrade progression. When starting out, you can just use the Epic Spirit set obtained from the Academy Growth Manual, as it is already sufficient for farming in Wasteland maps. Aside from getting Time Quicksand, your goal in the early game is to start with the cheapest and most available upgrades, such as acquiring cards and headgears. Although gacha headgears provide better stats, there are still budget headgears that you may use. Other cheap upgrades are enhancing your weapon and accessories, leveling up your runes and guild buffs, and getting attack unlock and deposit rewards in the Adventure Handbook. The character progression might seem slow at first, but you'll realize over time that the small upgrades you make every day will pile up, making your character stronger and stronger. Once you've reached base level 150, you should already have a collection of ancient equipment obtained from completing Ponapim Museum Island and Lost Isle Instances weekly. The ancient gears that you should aim for and the corresponding random attributes are as follows. If you still don't have a good excellent state star rune, you may opt to use ancient gears with attack speed for the meantime. If you got the max random attribute for this set, then it's already good for endgame farming. So just invest in refining it to plus 10 or plus 12 and getting good enchants. As for weapon, you can craft either a plus 10 Overlord Crab Bow if you need more crit damage, or plus 10 Bow of the Wind Chaser if you need more attack. Any of the two will be good as your primary weapon when you farm outside of Wasteland. Once you reach base level 170, you can start further optimizing your build for the late game. At this stage, you should already have reached at least 1,500 attack in the handbook, completed the essential runes, and almost maxed your guild buffs, attribute runes, and enhancement level. If you still have trouble one-hit killing targets, then you may want to invest in refining your gears to plus 15 and getting the ideal enchantment. You may also allot Zenny for Oracle Mirror equipment extraction, Ancient Relic crafting, and acquiring MVP and mini cards. Finally, let's take a look at some useful farming tips as an ADL seller hunter. When preparing your character for offline farming, make sure that your buffs are in the Prepare for Elite and that both Prepare for Elite and Auto Attack are in the Auto skill bar. War Grinding is just optional if you can already one-hit kill the monsters even without the Trump Tamer passive. Then use the following consumables that will help boost your damage and farming efficiency. Once you're set, you need to check if you can one-hit kill the monsters you're farming. You need to ensure that the fission arrows deal enough damage to zero out the target monster's HP in one hit. Don't worry about attacking twice since the offline farm feature will prevent that problem. As an added tip, you may use the following to boost your Zenny profit while farming, but only use these if you can replace your damaged gears and still one-shot the monsters you're farming. And for farming spots, my recommendation is to start first in Windbreath and target either the Maple Forest Spirit, which only has 86,400 HP, or the Wilderness Creamy, which has 110,000 HP. Use the following consumables and items to help boost your damage. The materials you gain from farming will be consumed when you upgrade the Divine Spirit Tree, which gives map attributes that will help improve your farming efficiency. The Zenny profit here is rather low, so I suggest that you complete your character upgrades quickly to be able to move to the next farming spot. After Windbreath, I recommend farming in Moonlight Grotto as there is less risk of dying here compared to Wasteland and Maple Leaf Faramita. Monsters in the grotto grant better Zenny and EXP gain but have higher HP. Just use the following consumables and items to help boost your damage. If you've already fully upgraded your Divine Spirit tree, you can use the materials for getting Zenny bags or job potions for your multi-job. The only drawback to farming in Grotto is that many players also prefer farming here, so more competition means less Zenny earned. An alternative to Grotto is to farm in Frost Domain. Just use the following consumables and items to help boost your damage. Here you can obtain Air of Chaos, which you can use to upgrade the Frost statue. It grants bonus stats, Zenny, and Chaos Crystal, which can be exchanged for materials. Once you've reached the late game, you should start farming in Komodo region, particularly in Frost Valley or Sweet Dream Field, and target the fur seal and alligators. They are of water elements. You may use the following consumables and items to help boost your damage. The HP of monsters in this area is around 1 million, so you really need to have invested a lot in your gears and other character upgrades to be able to one-hit kill these monsters. It may be difficult at first, but completing all the Cloudsea Archipelago quests will help boost your damage output. Materials obtained here can be used in upgrading your Ancient Offhand and armor. Another late-game farming map is the Frontera Hunting Grounds, where you can obtain materials for upgrading your ancient garment, footgear, and accessories. Completing the Sword Monument quest will grant map attributes that will improve your farming efficiency in this area. Between the two field maps, it's easier to farm in Soul Hunting Grounds since the mob combinations are better. Monsters in this region have around 1.2 million HP, so use the following consumables and items to help boost your damage. So that's it for our beginner's guide to farming using the ADL Stellar Hunter build. I hope this helped you in your journey in the world of Ragnarok Mobile Eternal Love. Let me know in the comment section if you have any questions and suggestions. Alright, that's it for this video guys. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed watching this guide. If you're new here, I would love you to consider subscribing by hitting the subscribe button down below. I would love to have you back. Thank you for watching and see you in our next episode.